Well, hello. My name is Joe Hyde. I'm publisher of San Angelo Live, and here's my sidekick,
Matt Trammell.
At least for the last couple of days, sidekick.
Yeah.
And over there on the secret desk, the producer's desk, is the one, the only Manny Diaz.
We're here. We're going to talk about some stuff we've been doing. Ask us some questions if you'd like. We're going to talk about the adventure we went on yesterday. We're going to talk about what's to do in San Angelo this weekend. We might do a little bit of a news update, but just we're here to just have some fun with you guys.
And we appreciate you for tuning in to our, I guess, occasional Ask San Angelo Lives. This is about our fifth or sixth one. They've been kind of popular, so we keep doing them.
Yeah, we've been running them lately. So
yeah. If you don't like them, just tune out. But most of you won't because you can't because it's so engaging. Isn't that right?
I would agree.
Something like that.
So yesterday we were a little short man. Actually, this whole adventure started on Tuesday.
Yeah. So this was actually the last time y'all seen us. We told y'all we were going to the border.
Going to go to the border.
Out.
Yep.
So that was 2 days ago. Wednesday we I guess that was Tuesday, man.
Yeah.
My days all mixed up. I really thought yesterday was Friday, it seemed like. So
I was tired enough to be Friday.
Yeah, we took off. We flew to McAllen and we made it. It was
But we almost didn't make it there, Trammell. We almost died getting there.
Yeah, we had to swerve some thunderstorms.
We had to go around. I mean, we had to go weave in and out of thunderstorms. And I didn't realize this, but we landed. I didn't know this when we landed there, but we landed right after Dan Patrick did. Did you know that?
I did not.
And he's the lieutenant governor. He had landed right before us, and that's why no one was there to meet us. I mean, you had like the governor shows up in some big donor jet, and some other guy shows up. All these congressmen showing up in donor jets, and then we show up in our San Angelo Live Mooney.
Hey, our San Angelo Live Mooney works though. We got there. I mean, for us to drive there to McAllen is about a 10-hour drive. So I would rather take 3 hours in a plane than 2 hours on the ground.
It was 2 hours.
10 hours. 10 hours.
2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, except for the thunderstorms.
I would say 3 more because even when it's 2:10, you're up. You got to land. That takes another 15, and you got to get over to your thing.
Okay. All right.
Trammell gets the theme here.
Yeah.
He's adding all this stuff together, and going to that Mexican food place. What was that place called?
Oh yeah. If anybody is into this place, y'all know it's Taco Palenque.
It's in McAllen somewhere.
Man, yeah. I think it was all around the valley because I saw two. I think I saw another one when we were headed to that one.
Man, they were really good. I mean, they had these burritos.
Authentic drive-through for real.
It was a drive-through burrito place.
Yeah.
And those burritos were made with those, Manny, when they make the flour tortillas and they actually cook them on the grill and they're kind of, real imperfected, It was just, little greasy on the tortillas. Really good.
Anybody in our comments, if y'all have been to Taco Palenque, y'all know that even no matter what you get there, it's crazy. It's just authentic as it can be.
It beats Taco Cabana.
It beats Taco Bell for sure.
Oh, definitely Taco Bell. Yeah. So anyway, Trammell, this is your first trip to be. We were thrown into this national press pool.
Yeah.
So we had to sit on this.
The local guys surrounded by the Post and the
Politico,
CNN, LA Times.
And the CNN guy was Jim Acosta.
Yeah.
Jim Acosta. That guy is such a tool.
He is a tool, and he showed himself to be a tool there, too. He was just like tooling it up.
Yeah.
But
tooling it up. He might have embarrassed himself a little bit because he got booed, and I think everybody around him was pretty much telling him to piss off.
Everyone boos him. He went to, everywhere he goes, he gets booed. But he's still on CNN. I don't know how that happens.
It's kind of like San Angelo Live. Maybe the boos make the money.
I saw a video the other day where he was on Capitol Hill. It was in Washington. It was in D.C. He was with it was a congressman or a senator. It was a Republican congressman or senator, one of those. Lawmaker, say the least, nonetheless. But he was trying to ask him a question, and the lawmaker was just like, no, you're going to put your spin on it. I don't even talk to CNN. I don't talk to you guys anymore. No more interviews, especially with you. And it was just like the guy was just putting him in his place, and it's like, Jim Acosta, who are you now, man? I mean, nobody wants to talk to you.
Well, when we were there, just for everybody who hasn't seen it, so Trump, he did his speech. It was a typical Trump speech. Every Trump analogy.
Well, it started out with like hours of waiting in the rain.
Oh yeah. So, but Jim Acosta, after the thing, he yelled as it just got quiet. Perfectly quiet.
Yeah.
And he was set up over there. His cameraman's over here. He's got his mic. He's ready to go.
He had his cameraman placed stealthily into the big crowd.
And so he yells, Mr. President, when are you going to apologize for the January 6th insurrection?
And actually, Trump walked back up to the podium like he was going to say something. It looked like Governor Abbott or somebody said, "No, don't do that."
And he just did a thumbs up. He just did a thumbs up. Yeah.
I mean, usually that's Trump type territory, especially with Jim Acosta. We've had seen a number of go-arounds with him and Acosta there at the White House when he was in office. But man, I thought I was expecting 45 to just go back after him.
I thought he was too. I mean, he kind of feigned it, going right back up to the microphone there.
Well, I think the thing is when we're in a room full of people that agree with Trump and we're Trumpsters.
We weren't in a room. We're outside.
Well, you know what I mean. We're surrounded.
And by this time, the bugs
Trump
were eating
supporters.
us up. Remember those bugs?
And there was one person who didn't like Trump, so he just wanted Trump to go off and be triggered. So
I'll tell you
they didn't.
I'll tell you another person who was triggered. The Politico reporter. She was in the bus and she goes, "I just can't believe I have to be with all you low lives. I mean, I'm Politico and I should be with the pool reporters." So they picked like 4 or 5 news outlets to be the pool reporters to report from some kind of summit that Trump had.
It was a conference, I guess, with Trump, Abbott, and a bunch of local officials there, including the head of the DPS and Border Patrol, and just kind of hearing some of their woes of what happened and what's going on down there.
Anyway, so the other interesting thing was the backdrop. The backdrop was you have the Trump border wall, which is very specific design. And if you listen to the speech, Trump actually describes it. He says, "Well, I didn't want to put that thing on the top, but they said they needed that to keep the people from
climbing over." Yeah.
And he wants them to paint the thing black, but it's just sitting up there rusting away. But it stops right there.
We have to paint it.
We have to paint it black.
I have to paint it black, so it's too hot. They can't climb it.
But anyway, the border wall stops right there, and then there's this big, long, about a quarter-mile expanse of empty space, and then there's another border wall down there a little bit further, to the west.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like they were going to build the transcontinental railroad. And they stopped before they could drive in.
Just nothing.
The final nail.
No spikes, no golden spike, and it's pretty. It just kind of looked.
Was it just kind of sad just to see that?
Kind of so. It's like this whole thing's so politicized. We can't even finish a simple fence.
One
really
simple task.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of finishing things, how about I do have the soundbite with Jim Acosta. You guys want to?
Let's do it. This is Jim Acosta at the end of the Trump speech. It's hilarious.
Yeah, let's pull it up.
All right, here we go. 1 second, guys.
This is via San Angelo Live's own footage right here. That's Joe Hyde right behind.
Yeah, I started holding that phone thinking, "Oh my God."
We'll run it back.
And thank you, Jim, and everybody. Thank you for all of these incredible congressmen that came and women. We appreciate it. Thank you, Lauren, very much. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Governor, congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you, everybody. Congratulations.
Mr. Trump, will you apologize about January 6th?
Yeah, so needless to say, Trump wasn't very happy about it, and
Jim Acosta was not happy because he's CNN and he wasn't invited to be in the pool.
He wasn't happy because he's CNN and he probably wakes up every morning and just.
Well, that was their talking point. So January 6th is the CNN talking point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Still, it's
January 6th and
it's July
CRT,
6th.
critical race theory.
Yeah,
if it's not any of those, then
they don't want to talk about it. It's not even news.
It's now July 1st, and we're still talking about January 6th.
Yeah. And how many more investigations do we need? We got the entire Justice Department has investigated this thing a million times.
Right now, what does it matter now?
Well, it matters because I'll tell you why it matters right now to investigate it, because no one on the left seems to understand why it happened. That's why it matters. And the reason why no one on the left seems to understand why it happened is because they think that old sleepy Joe Biden actually won that election. And the deal is when you give people the perception that the election was stolen, you're going to get some people upset. And it didn't matter. I don't think it would have mattered what Trump said. There was a perception that election was stolen.
Yeah. So yesterday he kind of talked on that a little bit. He what did he say? If I won 3 times in a row, it'd be a crazy thing.
Yeah. He kept talking about winning for the third time.
Winning for the third time. Yeah. So. I mean, there's still people out there that believe it. There's the senator. I'm pretty sure it was the senator from Colorado who was who was yelling, three terms. So there's definitely even people in politics right now that still just,
well, you know who the
believe that he won the election.
They had congressmen from just about every corner of the all the Texas delegation was there, except for there was no Ted Cruz and no John Cornyn. No John Cornyn or
no
Ted
John
Cruz.
Cornyn.
Yeah, but the guy who was kind of like the celebrity was a guy in the wheelchair, Madison Cawthorn.
Yeah, from South Carolina?
No, he's from North Carolina.
North Carolina.
The youngest congressman ever. He's 25 years old.
Yeah, everyone is like, it was like Justin Bieber showed up. Everybody was like, hey, come on, got to get a selfie with this guy.
And everyone had to get their picture. Everyone wanted to interview him. And he's really well-spoken, really well-spoken.
I read up. I'm pretty sure that during the thing, Trump said that, not even a bullet could stop this guy. But I looked up. He got paralyzed in a car crash.
Yeah. It's a car crash.
So I don't know if it was like misinformation or what, but yeah.
Anyway, he was kind of like the little celebrity, and he was, he was here and there with all the media.
Yeah,
people.
we had Fluger was there. There was
Jody Arrington.
Jody
Arrington was there. We talked. We got interviews with Fluger and Jody Arrington. Jody Arrington is CD19, which is Abilene and Lubbock, and he's a really good guy.
Oh yeah, he's very well spoken. He knows what's up about what's going on.
Jody actually I think he worked for Texas Tech. He was on the staff, the executive staff of the chancellor. I think he worked for the chancellor of Texas Tech, and then he quit that job to run for state senate, and he was defeated by Charles Perry. Do you know that?
Well,
and then the next thing you know, he's running for Congress, and
he got for Congress.
Well,
yeah,
he's
got
probably
a higher paying job.
Heck yeah! We were looking it up earlier. I think a U.S. rep makes $174,000, and maybe
There's like a state senator made like 40.
Yeah, 40 over 2 years, maybe like 20 grand a year. So
wow,
he got a better job.
Yeah, he
did. He hung out for the better job.
Yeah, there was other people there. Trump's doctor was there.
Yeah, Trump's doctor. He's now a congressman.
He's now a
congressman. He was.
Trump
was like going on about him. He said, "Yeah, my doc said I needed to take a cognitive test. I would have been great other than Sleepy Joe."
Yeah. Well, they
Donnie.
When he was giving his speech, at one point his papers started to fly away, and he caught him. And he was like, "Yeah, you see those reflexes?"
Oh, when Trump, I started out doing the live stream, just holding this phone. Here's the phone right here. I was holding it, and I'm going to live stream the entrance, and that's all. And so I'm live streaming. Then Abbott got up and started speaking. I was like, "Well, heck, all right, I'll do Abbott's speech." And then I suddenly looked at, and we had like 150 people on there watching it. So I said, well, I can't take it down now. And then Trump starts speaking, and I'm going, oh my God, he's going to speak for 2 hours. I'm going to be,
luckily it was only about 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It actually went pretty fast. So,
yeah.
And Trump was engaging with the audience. He really seemed like he was a people person. All the crap you hear about Trump being a terrible person and a jerk and stuff like that, I didn't see any of it. In
my opinion, he was being too nice, and I was like, this thank you list is never going to end.
Oh yeah, he thanked every congressman by name. Yeah.
And like personally, like buddy.
Yeah.
Bud,
he tells
buddy,
stories.
Buddy,
he tells
bud.
stories about it. And he had one guy, that guy from Missouri, auctioneer for him.
Yeah.
He auctioned off the border wall for him.
Yeah, he did. Auctioned off.
But anyway,
and he ended with Trump 2024.
Yeah. Anyway, so Jody Arrington's a really good guy. He's a congressman from up north here. And do we have that? We have pieces.
Yeah, matter of fact, we do have a little Jody Arrington. I mean, I'm waiting.
We
for
can
it.
we can run that. That's a nice
run
plug. That was a nice plug for it. We can segue to that.
All right,
we'll
hold on.
segue.
Keep talking. Let me.
Yeah.
So we're gonna work on getting the. We had an interview with Jody Arrington, which is really good.
Which is gonna be breaking. No one's.
And then we also have August Fluger for all the local congressman fans and fanboys and fangirls.
Yeah, but Jody Arrington was pretty good. I mean, he pretty much said it how it is, and
at the end of the interview, his little handler guy, I guess his executive assistant,
he said,
"We need to get on the bus. We need so we started walking with him.
Halfway through this, the interview gets pretty wild because I got to run while Joe was interviewing.
And we're walking like at a 15-minute mile pace. I mean, this guy's
we're
boom,
hauling
boom,
it.
boom.
Yeah, they were worried the bus was gonna leave them. I'm like, dude, y'all are congressmen. The bus is not gonna leave y'all. If anyone, I'm gonna get left. I'm the press. No one cares about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then of course August Fluger is doing a good job of talking about what he's doing on his Facebook page.
Yeah.
Like he got there the night before. I guess they all did. Mm-hmm. And they all got in before us in the small Mooney.
Yeah.
And they forgot about us. And
they said he caught hundreds, right?
I don't know. He said he saw some illegal kids or whatever.
No, but no, he said, and we'll find out later in his interview. He said that they found hundreds swimming across that night.
And
Coming across, I guess I can't say swimming. I don't know because
they could have been waiting.
They could have been just been walking, jumping a fence.
Yeah.
Not the climbing a wall.
Can't climb the wall.
Building a tunnel underneath the wall.
Ooh, the tunnel.
Anywho, we do have sound with Jody Arrington.
All right, so
we do want to go to that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. All right. Here he is, Jody Arrington.
Hey, I'm Joe Hyde, San Angelo Live. I'm with Jody Arrington. He is the congressman for CD 19, CD 19, which is Lubbock and Abilene. And it's not very often that we in San Angelo get to talk to our northern neighbors about this, but we're out here at the border wall.
Yep. What's left of it?
The incomplete one, where Trump said they're just going to allow it to rust.
Yeah.
How do the border security coupled with the immigration issue, the illegal immigration issue, how's that impacting your district? I mean, you're way up there. You're probably about 6 hours from Del Rio.
That we're hundreds of miles from the epicenter, the Rio Grande Valley sector. But listen, every state has become a border state, and certainly every community in Texas is affected by the massive inflow of not only illegal immigrants, but that are overwhelming the system, whether it's healthcare or education or law enforcement. It's the gangs, it's the drugs, it's the crime. And rather than providing services to American citizens, whether it's education or healthcare, or using the public safety resources to protect our citizens, we're spread too thinly now. And President Trump mentioned being overrun. That is it, overrun, overwhelmed, and abandoned by our federal government.
One of the things that your colleague, August Fluger, who's our congressman in San Angelo, said, he said last night he was amazed at the number of people who were coming across the border when he went down there. Did you go down there and look at that?
I've been before, and it is amazing how many families and children. Of course, we don't know if the children belong to those families or if they're just a passport, because the drug cartels are in total control of the border. Nothing comes across that isn't pushed and doesn't pass through the paramilitary narco-terrorist cartel network. So, man, it's horrible. This is a security crisis for our citizens, but it's a humanitarian crisis for these people who are now incentivized by the Biden policies to make the dangerous trek. 1 out of 3 women abused, sexually assaulted. The abuse is epic, and it's a disaster. And we know the cause and effect. It's not in the Northern Triangle countries, it's with this administration and President Biden's dereliction of duty, the sacred duty to faithfully execute the laws of the land and provide for a common defense. That is fundamental to the role of government, and it's been totally thrown to the wind, and we've been thrown to the wolves, and our communities have been being ravaged, especially by the drugs.
Right.
You know,
talk about the drugs. We have a sincere problem in San Angelo with methamphetamines primarily, and also the opioids.
Yes.
You got Lubbock. That's a bigger city.
Listen,
what's it like?
It's an epidemic, and we're losing thousands of our children.
And
we'll
walk.
Thousands of people, and we've already seized enough fentanyl to kill every American 4 times over, and it's not abating. It's only going to increase. And this is happening because our federal government has failed, and our president and commander-in-chief has absolutely laid down on the job and placated the left, the radical left, of which his vice president is a part of.
I got to go. Thank you, sir.
God bless West Texas.
All right. That was Jody Arrington, and that at the end, you notice we had to like depart.
Yeah, we had to book it.
They were about to usher him on. Then all of a sudden, I realized that I left my laptop back there, and I was my spot was right next to Jim Acosta, and I knew that liberal from CNN would probably steal my laptop bag.
Yeah, so that was Jody Arrington. He made a few good points there. Joe, what do you think his best point is in that interview?
I don't know if he hadn't made it. I think that just the passion of the way he sees the problem, and it's good that our guys are seeing the problem that way. And also, the first person to ask a question on this, there's always some jerk on our comments thing. Yeah. There's always one. right? And he goes, why don't you cover San Angelo news? Well, interviewing people like Jody Arrington, who represents the district immediately north of ours in Congress, gives us more context. Like, is August Fluger pretty much in tune with what other people are saying, or is he not? And why not? But in this case, he's pretty much in tune with what the rest of what the rest of the Republican congressional delegation believes about what's happening on the border. One more thing about the border. When we flew in there, we got there at night.
Yeah.
You remember how big that thing was? I mean, the lights went forever.
It was
like
up.
It was like I felt like I was flying in the DFW Metroplex, and it's the Rio Grande Valley. That place has grown exponentially over the last 20 years. I mean, it's just huge. And you imagine you have all these open gaps in the border fence down there in that area, in that urban area. Pretty easy to get, slip in and become part of the American side,
Yeah, well, what I was kind of telling everyone was like, in that in the Rio Grande Valley, it seems like you're almost in Mexico. Like if you're seeing the local signs and stuff, they're all in Spanish. If we wouldn't have had a Lyft driver and we would have went to Taco Palenque.
No, the Lyft driver took us to Taco.
The Lyft driver told us to go there, and
because we were going to go to McDonald's.
Completely Spanish. I mean, she spoke in Spanish to those people that ordered.
Yeah.
Our food,
we were like the two gringos out of place.
So I mean, that it could be very easy to just go down there and blend in.
Yeah, with your satchel full of methamphetamines,
fentanyl.
Whatever.
Yeah, that was a big thing that Donald Trump talked about. Was the fentanyl that's just being, pushed into this, that's being moved into this country. It's killing thousands upon thousands of Americans, and nobody's really held liable for it. And we're just kind of letting people come in.
I think Trump said yesterday, or Abbott said yesterday, that they seized enough fentanyl this year to already kill 131 million Americans.
That's like half the country.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well, interesting thing about the fentanyl that I heard when I was down there talking with one of the officials, he said that for a while there, what they're doing is they're manufacturing Xanax pills and they're spicing them up with fentanyl flakes.
No way.
Yeah. So if you're buying Xanax pills on the street, that's not me, but if that's you buying stuff on the street, you may be getting these fake ones. But here's the interesting about the fake Xanax with the fentanyl lace. The Mexicans didn't know, the Mexican cartel guys didn't know how much to put in there. So they're real uneven about how much they put in there. And it became a problem because they were killing off their customer base, putting too much fentanyl in those fake Xanax pills. And so that's why they contracted with the Chinese, who have the factory infrastructure to create these pills in mass quantities. And the other thing he said is you can buy, he said you can buy the pill manufacturing things on Amazon.
The pill presses. Yeah, you can buy pill presses.
And so even if you think it's a Chinese Xanax pill with just a little fentanyl in it, not enough to kill you, you could also be buying from someone who's actually pressing the pills here in the States, using raw fentanyl he got from across the border.
Because that's a big
that
thing in
kill
all
you.
Drugs. If you've seen Narcos or Drugland Inc. or any of those kind of things, it's all about how to cut costs, and that's basically how it is. They're just trying to cut costs.
Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
someone making these fentanyl pills in Winnebago.
He was the good drug dealer because he wanted to make it 100% pure. He said, "I don't want any of the impurities." Yeah, he's the good drug dealer.
He'd be making the right measurements on how much fentanyl to put in the Xanax pills.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a big problem with that, and not only just opioids and other stuff, but the devil's lettuce too. They found 1,000 pounds. We did the math. You could add $4 million.
$4 million.
1,000 pounds just sitting there on the side of the road, abandoned by.
They're still pushing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Why?
New Mexico's not legal till like next month. So.
You can go to Colorado right now and toke it up.
Well, New Mexico, I think it's July 6th or something like that is when you can recreationally buy there now. So.
Well, the whole thing, the whole thing,
devil's lettuce.
The whole the visit we did yesterday, I just looking at it, you could tell it was a campaign event, obviously, because when we were at the airport, Abbott didn't hop on to the state of Texas Learjet or King Air. He hopped onto a donor's jet. Yeah, they're in a Falcon 4. And all the congressmen and officials, they were all on donors' airplanes.
Oh wow!
A lot of rich people in their big jets there, and so it was kind of a campaign thing.
Including us, we're
in our
rich people.
We're in our little big
San Angelo Live Airlines.
Yeah, and they would not. And here we got held up because they wouldn't let us refuel until all these highfalutin Republicans got got out of there. They were making us wait.
Yeah, until you went out there and what'd you do? Greased them up?
I went up there and I made friends. I even asked one of the really rich guys who owned the airplane. I said, "Hey man, you got any stroke here?" And he goes, "I don't have any stroke here." I said, "Yes, you do. You're worth like $5 billion." And I goes, "Can you go ask them to fill my airplane up, please? I need some gas." Anyway,
the biggest question is because we're seeing Donald Trump. We saw him last week or within the last few weeks in Ohio. Now he was in Texas yesterday. I mean, the question is he going to run in 2024? And the next question is, does the guy even stand a chance? Does America truly want him to run? Does the Republican Party want him to run on that ticket?
Well, the answer number one, he was on Hannity last night in Edinburgh. So we left early. We could have been in there, but we just said, man, we've busted enough. Let's get home. But he was on Hannity last night, and Hannity straight up asked him. He said, he said, "Have you thought about running in 2024?" And it wasn't even in question. He just said yes. Hard yes. So
yeah, but I was thinking about running.
Yeah,
but today,
he will though.
But today, the New York DA up there, the state DA in New York,
they indicted his company.
They indicted his company and CFO. I mean, for some crazy.
But that's not him though.
I know, but it's like $1.7 million over 20 years or something of not reporting.
Is that back taxes or?
Well, it was like, I guess the CFO was able to use an apartment in the Trump Tower or something like that, and they said it was worth 1.7. I don't know. It's something that would probably be taken care of in a civil court, not a criminal court, because he's Trump, it's criminal. But anyway, one of the Trump spokesmen said that Trump was emboldened that after all that investigating, that's all they could get. So he definitely is running now. That's what he said.
Wow. Yeah.
So I guess he was worried about going to jail.
He's always got a chance because you can't count him out because, I always say, I think Abbott's probably going to try to make a run. At some point, Abbott's going to try to make a run. But you could tell who the alpha was at the border.
So who's the alpha?
When Trump walked in there, the mood changed, everything changed. People started acting different, and everyone's just cheeky and smiling.
Trump's still the dude,
man.
No matter where he goes.
Yeah,
he sucks the oxygen out, all of it.
Yeah.
Not out of the room. He just sucks it.
Nobody wanted to hear one thing that Abbott said up there.
I don't know.
Nobody cared.
I wanted to hear what he had to say.
Well, everyone loves Abbott. I did want to know what he wanted to say, but at the end of the day, when Trump's standing right there, everyone's just like, when is he going to talk?
Yeah.
Well, Abbott faces the same kind of problem that Rick Perry faced a couple years ago. Right before Rick Perry ran for president, he ran for president in 2012. The first thing that Perry did was he realized I need to shore up my right. I need the right side of the political spectrum in Texas. And so he jumped on. He was one of the first statewide politicians to jump onto the Tea Party thing and kind of join the movement. Mm-hmm. And that was to shore up the right side support of him. But in the midst of all this, he's got this Trans-Texas corridor going on where they're trying to, take away land for eminent domain to build a transportation system right through the middle of Texas, where the crowded I-35 was. People were mad about that, especially the people on the right. And it's those people who put the first cracks in the failed presidential campaign. And the Trans-Texas corridor debacle became also the in-state tuition for illegal aliens. Remember that, and that right there, that issue alone is what torpedoed his campaign. Well, that's history now. But now look at Abbott. Abbott's problem from the right is the response to COVID-19. He's the one that issued the general orders that shut down bars and shut down restaurants and shut down businesses. Yeah, but there was
50 other states out there. Every governor in every state.
It doesn't matter.
There's not a person out there that said if I was governor I wouldn't have done that. No. I
don't think that's not true. On the right, people were very angry about this.
So do you think if Allen West would have been the governor, he wouldn't have shut a single thing down?
I know that Allen West probably would have, but he would be vulnerable at this point.
Everyone. It was COVID. It's
but
nothing we've seen before.
The point is that Abbott has the same liabilities that Perry did because just like Perry, Abbott has had to run. You have to rule from the center. You can't rule from the hard right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so because he's had to make decisions out there, because he's actually the one that's calling what do you call it, the X's and O's, right?
The good old X's and O's.
They're gonna hold him accountable. They could hold him accountable. So what Abbott is doing with this event, he was shoring up his base of support on the right. And I think it was a very effective event.
Yeah,
I really do.
I think so too.
But I still think whoever decides to run on the Republican ticket or put their name in the hat, it's almost they're still gonna have to get Trump's blessing at that point. And I think
they're gonna have to run against him.
But you remember what Trump said.
Even if it's just in the primary, like there's no way that he's not gonna be on that debate stage with somebody.
Remember what Trump said. He gave at the very beginning. He said, I endorsed Governor Abbott. I gave him my strongest endorsement.
Yeah.
It was funny. He stressed it. Like Abbott is the guy.
Yeah.
Not Alan West. Not this Huffines guy. So,
but do you think that's just because he doesn't want to run for president or what? But if he wins governor, where else is he going to go? Like you can't go up from Texas governor.
I don't know. I don't know what to think about when you're at the top of the game like that, like being in a position like Texas governor. What do you think? Do you think, well, should I become senator? Should I become president?
No, president's the only way up from governor, right?
You think?
Especially the governor of Texas, ninth biggest economy in the world. You're running Texas. You're pretty much running a country.
He could go U.S. senator, I think, but. I don't know, probably not.
I just think the next guy, if Trump doesn't run, is Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida.
They don't like each other, right?
That guy.
Yeah, they do.
Do they like each other?
They're chums. They're chums. Yeah. I think if Trump doesn't run, I think he's probably the best fit for the conservative side, just because of what he's done in the state of Florida in terms of CRT and how he handled COVID. And things like that. There now people the left might disagree with that in the state of Florida, but I thought he was probably one of the better governors that handled that next to Abbott, probably even better than Abbott did in the state of Florida.
So Manny, the question is, all this jockeying around for position, right? Where does that put August Fluger?
Man.
I love me some August Fluger, and I talk about these guys. We talk about these guys, and and I'm gonna step aside. We'll sidebar this real quick. So, how I talk about like politicians and things like that is almost like how I talked about athletes, like trading cards back in the day, or talking about wrestling from Monday night or whatever.
So where in the WWE does August Fluger sit?
This is what that is. That's just what that has turned into.
He's going for like the United States Championship right now. He's not world heavyweight.
What's the over under? What's the over under?
He's not ready for that world champion.
You don't think so?
He's not ready for the world title.
What do you think? What do you think he's ginning up to do?
He's a good intercontinental champion.
He's in a good position as Congress as a.
He's about to have to run again next year, right in March.
But I think I wouldn't say he's going to have to. What is it? It's almost like he has to take on a few more issues.
Well, he needs to be he's not being given a chance to do much because everything he introduces is dead on arrival.
Well, yeah.
Because Nancy Pelosi.
He's doing oil stuff they hate. He's doing border stuff they don't believe.
Yeah.
But I do give him some props because a lot of the things that he's taken on, he's actually going after it.
He
was hired. He was hired to do that for the next two. They knew if Trump lost, they're hiring this guy, all the rich donors and stuff of CD11 said, we're hiring this guy to making a bunch of noise, put up as much resistance as he can, and he was hired to do that, and that's what he's doing. He's following through with what he promised to do.
100%. I think he's killing it. And he also got a bill passed the other day about.
He didn't get passed, did he?
He
introduced
in the
it?
House. Yeah.
Okay.
It was about the guys who stuck in Russia.
The Russia guy.
Oh yeah. It's the Marine.
The Marines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who got drunk and picked a fight with a wrong guy, and now he's in prison forever in the gulag.
He's in the gulag.
Yeah.
Are they getting him out of the gulag?
I don't know. I think they're trying, but
if they get him out of the gulag, that would be a big feather in August Fluger's hat.
I think that I think that was August. I know he's fighting for that, but I think
he's part of the group.
It. Yeah.
Next,
but he's U.S. senator.
No. He's congressman.
U.S. congressman. So what does he need to go to Senate or what?
No.
What's his next move?
He could run for president.
Yeah.
You think so?
Because Barack Obama, he was a senator, wasn't he?
Yeah.
From the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
I mean,
one-term senator.
So
not even one term.
You think August Fluger's got it to run for the whole thing, or what?
I don't think not yet. He's got to build.
What do you mean not yet?
He's got. I think he's got.
Have you seen who's in there right now?
He's got to build some street cred.
He's who's in there right now.
He's got to build some street cred.
I don't know
right
if he could get on a stage and debate with Joe Biden.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if he had to debate against Joe Biden, yeah, this thing's game over, man.
I'll tell you this: we've been covering August Fluger for his entire career, or his entire political career. He's getting pretty good with his public. How he speaks in public.
He definitely is, but is he ready to run for president in the next?
The guy is not even in Congress a year. Should he run for president?
No, me and Yantis, we talk about it all the time. We and Yantis, we're like, he's going to be the president. Think? Yeah, he's going to be the president one day.
I think he'll run for president.
Yeah,
I think he will.
He's got like thousands of hours direct bombing on ISIS.
32.6 hours.
32.6.
Yeah, that's a lot of KOAs.
A lot of KOAs.
A lot of KOAs, man. Is that running the KOA?
But he is like, I think when the time does come to it, I mean, I think he would be a legit candidate. Is that in 2024? I personally don't think so.
No, not 2024.
28.
Because he's young. He's only like 38.
Yeah. So that's going to give him some.
Oh, he's older than 38.
I mean, and then
he's 40.
Because nowadays you can be 85, 90 years old to be president.
Well, how old is Joe Biden?
132.
Hey, we got
132. Count the.
We've been talking about August Fluger. We got an interview with him.
With August Fluger.
Yeah, we can take a break. Let's pull that up.
So while Manny's bringing that up, I'm going to ask you the questions. What did you think about going on an assignment that's like a national scope? What was it like?
I thought that I think we handled it better than most people did. I think most people went down there and got their news shots and had something for their 6 o'clock news. But I think we made it a whole day worth of stuff, 2 days worth. I mean, we're still putting out stuff right now about it. So I think we definitely got more out of it than most people did.
Yeah, I had a good time, and especially like learning how other people thought about things in the media.
Yeah, especially when you talk to some of like the big people and like the city people and stuff like that. Like,
the interesting thing,
in the city,
there was not one. Maybe there's one reporter from anything in the valley.
Yeah. I was actually by it was Estrella News. It was a like a Spanish news station that was right beside me, and I was talking to him, and he told me that there was not one Rio Grande Valley news station there, and that he was about to be the only one there. And he said more than likely it was because they weren't going to show their viewers that because their viewers wouldn't believe in it politically.
You mean they were censoring?
Yeah, they were censoring.
Man, going back to the first nasty comment on it, why do y'all play? Why do you report news that's not in San Angelo?
Well, because there could be people that like we could be in the valley and not report news that's going on in your own town. We do that. We report stuff that's going on in the border.
You gotta know what's going on.
Gotta know what's going on everywhere.
Texas,
especially nowadays, especially with all the stuff going on. Gotta know.
So anyway, we report the news no matter what it is. Yep. Generally, we stay focused on San Angelo and how it affects San Angelo. A lot of times, the news that we report from out of town is to give you context of what it's like living here.
Yeah, so it's not that bad. Look, other people die in other places too.
You sit there and have a murder in San Angelo on Friday, and there's a murder in Abilene on Saturday. Yeah. So they said, well, okay, they're murdering people everywhere too. So it's not like San Angelo is like some kind of murder crime spot.
Sure, but at least here in San Angelo, when we do report things from across the state or throughout the nation, we actually report it down the middle. Other guys around town, they're certainly across town, they're only going to give you the
which one across town? Name names, man. I want you to name names.
Oh, is it the one with TV stations?
Oh, the TV station.
You're talking about a TV station.
The TV station's a newspaper. Every other media.
We should ask Manny. Does these people that are across town, do they have a building or no building?
Yeah. Okay, well, this one doesn't have a building. This other building is next.
It's like a garage. It's like
somewhat of a garage. Yeah,
it's like a garage.
I used to be my employer back in the day.
And it's also a bail bondsman place.
Yeah.
Yes. If you speak from the bail bondsman office, does anyone even watch that news? I don't know.
So there's they don't even have a share of the market. They're like 0.6.
0.6.
You got to have a 1.
0.6. Does that make us like 90?
No, we're like a 39.8.
Oh man, we dominate them. Anywho, August Fluger, that's what we got next.
Here's August Fluger, guys.
Hey, I'm Joe Hyde. I'm with August Fluger, Congressional District 11, representing Midland, San Angelo, Odessa, Llano, Granbury. We're out here at the border. We're in Far, Texas. And this Far, Texas, I kind of looked at my GPS.
Yeah, just south of McAllen, and a great day to point out the issues and the problems.
One of the things that I don't think people saw is if you get my camera guy to turn and look at that. Look at the way the wall ends right there, and it ends right here.
Right there.
I mean, we were so close to finishing it here.
Well, it's just unbelievable, and the fact that Vice President goes to El Paso, stops for a photo op, doesn't address any of the root causes. This is what we've been trying to say. Here are the facts. The facts are we have more illegal immigrants in decades. We've got more fentanyl, more drugs, and there's nothing being done about this. The humanitarian crisis. I was on the border last night.
Right.
I was actually talking with.
What did you see?
Well, I was talking with. We saw hundreds of illegal immigrants coming across. I was talking to
hundreds,
literally hundreds in one night.
Did you think that you would see that? Let's say when you started, 2 years ago, when you thought about running for Congress, did you think you would see something like that?
It's first off, there is no security at this part of the border, okay?
So, and we got a major.
Agents are doing everything they can, but this is a huge infiltration point.
And we have a major metro center here. This is bigger. This is almost as big as Dallas.
Yeah,
I mean, you fly over it; it's big.
And so, did I think I was going to see this? No, I didn't. What I thought that I would see was people who cared about making a difference, cared about the security of our country, cared about the security of all citizens, and that's not the case. So,
one more thing before you go. I know the bus is about to leave. President Trump talked about election integrity. Now, he couched it the way Trump does, his characteristic way. How are we going to win anything back for Republicans if all the elections are rigged?
Well, the states are doing the hard work right now. Obviously, Republicans and our conservative message is getting into the states. We've done it in Texas. They're doing it in Georgia. And that's where the hard work is going to have to be done. We've got a good foundation, but they need to take it to the next step.
Now, I've talked to some donors, some Republican donors, and they said if we don't do anything about election integrity, they might dry up. Have you heard these things?
People are very worried about it. We want to have a free, a fair, transparent, above-board election, and that's it's very important to everybody.
All right, we got to get back on our bus before we get left here at the border, and they might drag us across to Reynosa. Anyway, good to see you. Joe. Take care. Joe Hyde from San Angelo Live. August Fluger, our congressman from San Angelo.
Anyway, one of the things at the end that I asked him about the donors, they're in the middle of the of that group was this guy wearing this American flag shirt. Remember him?
Yeah, with a big cowboy hat.
Big old hat. No, it wasn't a cowboy. It wasn't a baseball cap. And I thought he was like young Alex Jones, And so I'm just kind of keeping an eye on him, and all of a sudden, the lady from Reuters, I think her name was Callahan, and a couple of other photographers took an interest in him, and so I went over there and asked him, who he was, what his name was. His name was Bubba.
Oh,
Bubba. And his last name was, I believe, Salisbury. But Bubba Salisbury from Odessa, Texas. He flew in there. He's a major bundler for Donald Trump's campaign. Bundler means he has lots of friends and they all have parties and they raise lots of money for his campaign. Yeah. He was actually the one that brought Mike Pence into Midland about 3 years ago, and I think he was probably instrumental in bringing Trump into Midland.
When they did the rig tour.
Yeah. And anyway, talking to him, he's, I said, you think you're going to win something? I asked him the same question of August Fluger. I said, you think you're really going to win in 2022 or 2024? The elections are rigged, man. The game's up. And he said that a lot of the very wealthy Republican donors are so angry about that because, they don't want to put their money into something if the Republican Party is going to allow it to be stolen from them. Mm-hmm. And so he said,
fight for it.
Yeah, he said, there's got to be something break on that end for the Republican Party to raise a lot of cash. Because right now, a lot of people are just standing on the sideline waiting to see what happens with that election. They have the election inspection or audit going on in, I believe, Arizona. And they have one going on in Georgia.
Trump talked about the New York City election. That's the city mayor election.
That was different. That had nothing to do with the presidential election. But yeah, that mayoral election, I don't know.
It's like election integrity.
The way they did it. It's like you picked two, and then they eliminate the bottom one, and then you pick two again. It's just a strange election. It's if you remember back in 2019. Or maybe it was early 2020. Remember the Iowa caucuses with the Democrat Party? They couldn't even count the votes. Right?
Yeah.
It was so incompetently run.
Well, because wasn't it they wanted Biden to win it anyways, and he didn't think they won it, and they thought Bernie won it, and they ended up.
Who knows who won
something?
What?
Yeah.
I don't know. But the Democrats been rigging their own stuff for years.
Well, yeah, they can pick who they want.
That's New York City. It's a bunch of Democrats rigging their elections. But anyway, Bubba told me, he said, if they don't fix this, if we don't have any kind of movement on this, it's going to hurt the Republicans because these billionaires are not going to put their money into a party that's going to sit there and allow things to get stolen from them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, why would you?
So that makes me think that something will probably come out of that Arizona deal or the Georgia inspection, or I think there's another audit like in Pennsylvania. I think something's going to happen. Bubba said they need to flip a state.
The Illuminati's not going to let it happen.
You think Illuminati? Yeah. Anyway, enough of me talking.
No, I'm just kidding.
But hey, the next thing we got, actually, I won't keep on talking. The next thing we have coming up is 2 days from now.
Oh yeah, the big party.
The big party, July 4th,
Yeah,
July
the
3rd.
drama at the border's over. Let's
Yeah.
Let's get
We're ready.
into it.
We're
Yeah.
ready for a July 3rd celebration.
You know, actually going down to the border and seeing Trump and everything like that, I'm feeling pretty American. I'm ready for some 4th of July Pops concert.
It made you more patriotic.
Banner. Heck yeah.
So basically, you're gonna do things better to serve your country, not hang out at the parrot as much.
The parrot.
We'll see. I'll be there. I'll be there at the Star Spangled Banner party. I'll tell you what. Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm telling you.
We'll see.
That's a good one.
Manny, what are we getting ready for? What are we got some like. Why don't you nerd out for me for a second? Tell me what we're going to do for the live stream.
Oh yeah, so we just got in a new piece of equipment here today, which I'm just stoked about. Came in during our morning meeting. It allows us to wirelessly transmit from about 400 meters out, which is roughly about 133 yards. So we're gonna have some really cool shots, really cool angles for you guys coming up on Saturday for the July 3rd Star Spangled Banner show. Which is going to be really cool. We're going to have 4 amazing bands, or 5 bands, plus a fireworks show at the end of this before we bring.
And don't forget the cannon.
Back. Oh yeah, and the cannons, the Confederate cannons.
No, Union cannons and captured Confederate cannons.
Yes, the captured Confederate cannons. So yeah, it's going to be really cool. I think there's going to be a lot of I mean, it's the who's who of San Angelo that's going to be there. I think we still have some available VIP tables.
We do. We have about 3 or 4 left.
Yeah. So I mean, heck, give us a shout here at San Angelo Live. We'd love to sell you.
You get eight seats. You get a full meal. You get
and you're helping to pay.
Drinks.
And you're helping to pay for this expensive, very expensive thing. Because the bills are coming in now, man. I'm getting scared.
Well, I mean, we got I mean, it's on top of that. I mean, we're having this we're gonna have a live stream that's going on in this whole thing. If you can't make it out to the River Stage on Saturday, we'd love to make you out, get you out there because it's free. It's a free concert. But yeah, you can check us out here on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, or however you're watching us right now. You can actually catch it on Saturday night. So we'll be Joe. It'll be hosted by myself, Joe Hyde. We'll even throw a little Matt Trammell in there.
Hey, you never know. I
know. We're gonna have a lot of different folks.
We have to keep our millennial audience. So keep Matt Trammell in there.
Just remember, if you're seeing just an awesome camera shot,
that's probably Matt Trammell. Yeah.
Well, Joe,
if it's shaky, especially if it's shaky.
Oh, here we go. Look, it was shaky at the border.
Oh yeah, we'll have the stabilizer on the camera.
What happened to you're filming Trump and then you're watching it and all of a sudden it goes.
So we're on these like little plywood bull crap, little thin inch, like not even an inch plywood. So anytime anybody would step on something or move, the whole camera would shake.
The whole tripod. You
everything.
weren't holding the camera.
Eventually, this guy kept going there. Eventually, I just said, "Hey, you're not going to go there anymore." And he's like, "Why?" I was like, "Because you move my camera every time." He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and he just walked away.
He apologized.
So we're cool.
All the big old fat guys from the city.
Yeah.
Booming around on that platform, and skinny us.
You can. Never mind.
Anyway, back to the July 3rd. We do have about 3 VIP tables left, and you're more than welcome to call us up 325-340-1238, or just send an email to webmaster@San Live. We can invoice you. The VIP area is going to be very special. Yeah. We're going to have Cynthia Diego with Bezos Events, and she is going to handle all the food. It's going to be heavy hors d'oeuvres. I believe we got some free white ranch water. Not a whole lot. It's not going to be all you can drink kind of thing. But
courtesy
we're gonna,
AB distributed.
Yeah,
we
courtesy ranch water.
Oh, ranch water's hooking it up.
Yeah. We got some free drinks.
Free drinks.
And once we run out of the free drinks, so they got table service, right? So you don't even have to get up to go get a refill.
Yeah, everyone every table gets a steel bucket or one of those pails.
Yeah.
You can get really good deals on 5-packs.
Okay, cool. Oh, you
Yeah.
can get buckets of beer.
Yeah, buckets of beer.
Buckets of beer.
But you can't take home the centerpiece. That's what we've been told.
Yeah, someone told us don't take home the centerpiece.
Okay, so back
Wanna
up.
bet?
So Cynthia's business, Bezos Events, obviously Cynthia caters a lot to the Hispanic community. The Latinos are known for taking the centerpieces from the quinceañeras or the weddings. I mean,
that's what the white people do too.
Yeah.
I
big
mean,
time.
I got a whole room in my house full of
Big time.
centerpieces.
Dude, I have like ketchup.
Even Trammell has
I have
them.
like ketchup things from like Chili's in my thing. I got hot
You need
sauce
to go to
bowls.
you need
I
to go
got-
buy Chick-fil-A
I
and
got
throw all that
forks,
stuff back in their
knives.
bowl. You know, Chick-fil-A has the bowl.
Oh yeah, yeah.
know?
The recycled.
Recycled,
Yeah.
recycled condiments bowl. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's kind of gross.
So if you do, yeah, that is a little weird. So if you do see the centerpiece on Saturday, it's going to be beautiful. I'm assuming because it's coming from Cynthia's Bezos Event.
Don't steal it.
You cannot take the centerpiece. You cannot take the centerpiece.
We will have Fleetwood Mac come down there and take it back.
Yeah, Fleetwood Mac is going to enforce this. Yeah.
Forever Mac.
Forever Mac.
Forever Mac, Fleetwood Mac. Not that we're trying to false advertise or get, you know the songs?
Yeah.
Well, I think
only
we
that
just
one
know
song.
one song because of the guy, from
yeah,
Cali.
yeah.
You know, with the
Yeah, we already been through
the
that.
Ocean
Yeah,
spray.
the
The Ocean Spray guy, yeah. Gotcha. But the other thing is the Band of the West, the performer, they've actually got this thing all choreographed out. I haven't been on the meetings, but they're going to start with the cannons, 8 of them, and then they're going to end with the fireworks, the 1812 Overture, and then boom, the lights go out. We're gonna play some boom chugga chugga music for a little bit while we change out change it out, and then it's gonna be dancing the rest of the night with Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Sounds
Now
great.
I do remember
You can dance in other bands too if you want
Sure.
to.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Joe, I do remember you saying that we're also going to have some politicos. Well, actually during the live stream,
I haven't even
talked.
talked to any.
Okay.
I don't even know.
I mean, this could be
you want to get
just-
some politicos there?
It can be just
all right.
the
What
Joe Hyde
politico?
show.
What politico should we get?
I mean, August Fluger's going to be in
The
attendance.
mayor's going to be there.
Yeah, we'll talk to the mayor. She'll tell you to wash your hands.
Yeah, well, hey, Mary Gunner, I tell you what, she's done a fantastic job. We've seen some of the folks that have been against her. This time last year, and now that are on her side.
Well, that's because their guy was.
Who?
And they didn't want to. They didn't want to
We're
quite.
not-
They
we're
weren't
not
quite
gonna
ready to
name
replace her.
Trammell. You know who?
Who are we talking about?
Oh, you mean Trammell? Trammell has had a change of heart.
No. I've always no.
Matty T has
I'm
always
on
been
that-
on Brenda's side.
Yes.
No, Brenda's done a good. We wouldn't be able to do this event if it wasn't for Brenda Gunner.
Absolutely.
I mean, seriously, she's the one that helped the Rodeo Association get that rodeo open 100% with no masks. And then all of a sudden, the liberals were going, "You mean y'all don't have any? This is not a super spreader event? There's only like 3 new cases 2 weeks in? Yeah, that's why." And now, I mean, now it's like, why are we? We've solved the whole coronavirus problem here.
Yeah.
And so now we can put on
Solved
events.
it.
We can
You're
put on
welcome,
events.
Trump.
Yeah. We can put on events like this that attract a mass appeal audience. And that's what we need. We need this city to broadcast to the rest of the state and the rest of the United States, hey, man, we're open for business here. And that's what this July 3rd event, that's why we're broadcasting it live. That's why we're opening it up for free. We want everyone there.
Yeah. Bring your dog.
We want to promote San Angelo as the place that's open for business,
Yeah,
and we're
because
ready to go.
when we were in McAllen, we talked to the lady. She showed us the pulga over there, the flea market, and she said
Pulga,
that.
yeah.
She said that their COVID numbers are going down, but people still are scared of it. All our Lyft drivers wore masks. So.
Well, Lyft makes you wear a mask.
Yeah, I think that's a nationwide thing. Lyft.
I'm a Lyft driver in San Angelo. I don't wear a mask.
Okay. Well,
Ooh, Lyft driver.
I'll
San
out
Angelo.
myself on that one.
So if you get picked up by the Trammell,
Yeah.
You might be on TV the next day.
Yeah, you might be.
Look who I picked up drunk at the bar last
Look who I
night.
picked up drunk at the No, you should always take a Lyft if you're drunk at the bar. I'd rather write about you there than write about you on the side of the road.
There you
or
in the jail cell.
in the jail cell.
The
Yeah.
booking report.
The booking report.
James Bellini put you on the booking report.
Yeah, it's not Trammell anymore. It's
Yeah,
James
thank God
Bellini.
for that one. It's hard 2 years of that.
Man, that's almost like intro to San Angelo Live is you get the booking report.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't
The
even
newest
do it
guys.
gangster like I used to do it.
You did a gangster.
I did it gangster.
Oh,
they don't
no.
even do it
All right,
gangster
so-
anymore. They
so-
put the jail on the front on Facebook. On Facebook for me, I'll put your face. I ain't scared.
Oh, me. Well, I hope everyone's enjoying this, but we got anything else? Is anyone asking any questions? I don't see any
No,
questions.
we haven't had any questions.
Except for this Dylan Lunar, which is probably not even his real name or her name.
Probably some kind of bot.
Yeah, it's a bot. Probably from Russia. Anyway, they know why we report the news from everywhere. It's because we're good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we appreciate y'all tuning in with us.
Yeah,
If
and
you
July
enjoyed it,
3rd,
yeah.
it's free. It starts
Come
at
on
6.
out.
The flyers are saying 6:30. We're going to have to move the show up probably closer to 6 o'clock, so get out there early.
Yeah.
The gates are open at the River Stage at noon.
Remember, if you want to get your spot, you got to get there at noon and haul butt in there. I mean, they do it every time.
It's like
normal.
It's
You
like
gotta get
Oklahoma,
there.
how Oklahoma was founded.
If you want to get there in time, you better get there early.
You got to be a Sooner.
So gates open at 12. Show starts at 6:30ish.
It starts at 6.
We're gonna have 4 bands, and then we're gonna have a fireworks show during the 4th band, and then we're gonna have an after party featuring
Forever Mac,
Fleetwood Mac tribute band. So y'all come out; it'll be free. It'll be fun. Tons of
And
fun.
if you want a VIP table, contact us. Webmaster at San Angelo Live. We'll get you fixed up.
Yep. And if you see us, say hi.
One more thing: no coolers.
Oh yeah, this is a non-cooler event, but we are gonna have beverages that you can purchase there. Carlo's gonna have all the beer ready to go. So.
But we fought. We went back and forth on the cooler thing, and the problem is, we have the Texas State Bank complex over there where we had that shooting and all that kind of stuff. So everyone's real security conscious, and they wanted us to inspect every cooler. I was thinking, man, we put 5,000 people in that River Stage and we're inspecting every cooler. There's no way. And then well, you could charge for coolers. I said, no, let's just not do coolers.
Yeah,
So-
it's just a lot more safe, and you can control if there's kids drinking and stuff. I know I don't condone underage drinking, but I have.
You did-
drink
yeah, I bet you did
at
5 years
concerts
ago.
when you have coolers and so it controls who can drink in there too. Yeah.
Blaine's picnic. Yeah. Thanks, Blaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, set the bar for
Anyway,
everyone there.
July 3rd, be there. It's going to be fun. And also, the weather's not going to be that hot. It's going to be like 80
Yeah, it's
degrees.
gonna be cool. It might rain, but it's all right. It's probably not gonna rain.
It's going to
so
sprinkle.
just a little sprinkle. Keep you.
But if it does rain, we hope it rains more than 0.25 inches. Never mind. Never mind why. But anyway.
Yeah, cut that from the record.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all.
Hey, for Joe Hyde with San Angelo Live, Matt Trammell, and over here, the great Manny Diaz. This has been Ask San Angelo Live. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back probably this time next week.
See you guys.
Bye.